Good evening and welcome. I'm Chris Parnell.
Reporting from Moscow.
Tbilisi.
Times Square.
May your dreams be your only boundaries in life.
Welcome to Let's Talk Money. My name is Harvey Cook and this is my co-host Kelly Bolton. Thank you for tuning in. We are honored to have today with us Mrs. Michelle Vincent of Retirement Companies of America. With a huge aging population, there is an increasing demand for quality senior living communities.
Michelle and her company have been delivering on this demand for many years. So without further ado, we welcome Michelle to Let's Talk Money. Michelle, thanks for joining us.
Thank y'all. Appreciate being here.
Welcome. It's good to have you. Tell us about RCA. Tell us about your involvement there and what you do.
Well, RCA is a family business. My dad, Charlie Trammell, started RCA, and that stands for Retirement Companies of America 31 years ago.
Wow.
And we started the company to develop Kirby Pines Estates. Jimmy Latimer, who was a pastor at Central Church at the time, ultimately tapped Dad on the shoulder to help develop Kirby Pines to serve the seniors in the church and then the greater community. And so we formed that company. I officially joined RCA in 2001. And so we're local and we're family owned.
Well, I think we've just gotten a beautiful visual behind us. Tell us a little bit about this. This is your new development, right?
It is.
And you've got an existing development at Kirby Pines.
Right.
So I'd love to hear about this, and I'd also love to hear what you're doing at Kirby Pines. So maybe
Sure.
you can kind of give us the story.
Absolutely. Well, the two communities go hand in hand, and we call them sister communities. Kirby Pines was where we started the company at RCA, and we've just celebrated 31 years this year. We have over 750 residents at Kirby Pines. We're on 50 acres, and we're a retirement community. What makes us special is that we're what we call a life care retirement community, and that's a really important term, because that means that when people enter our community, that we have a fiduciary responsibility to take care of them for the rest of their life. They enter the community independently,
Right.
and we have apartments and garden homes. But down the road, if situations happen medically where they need additional care, we're there for them. We have assisted living, memory care, nursing care, and in and outpatient rehabilitation all on one campus.
That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. And that's your Kirby Pines facility, which
Right.
we hear fabulous things. Harvey and I have so many clients who've been so excited about moving to Kirby Pines. And then I know I've been seeing the signs on Houston Levee, and you've got this beautiful facility that's getting ready to go up.
Yes. You know, it's interesting. Most of the members of our board at Kirby have been with us almost 30 years. And many of them have either had their parents at one time and now then themselves become residents at Kirby. And so it really is a family environment. And they suggested about 9 years ago that we consider another location in addition to Kirby to really round out the services that we offer the people in the Mid-South. So the Farms at Bailey Station actually has been talked about for almost 10 years, mainly because we wanted to have a presence, further east.
Well, it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's just beautiful.
Thank you.
Michelle, there's a lot of building of retirement communities now all over the country. Tell us what some of the trends are.
Well, the Farms at Bailey Station really sets the tone for many of the trends that we see around the country. Each year, our board at Kirby tours other communities as part of our annual board retreat. And we've been to 50+ retirement communities across the country. Some of the trends that we're seeing specifically have to do with the amenities and how they're offered and how they're designed. An example would be at the farms, we'll have 7 restaurants that are part of the clubhouse.
7 restaurants. Okay. We may be moving.
Yeah.
So, you know, what we're seeing is that as people age, they're interested in choice. And everybody is an individual. And so to the extent that we can offer them choice in the way that they live each day and make that choice very individual so that what you may want today might be different from what you want, and we want to offer both things for both of you each day. So dining is a big deal.
Yeah.
I know I love to eat.
Yeah.
And folks enjoy that, especially as they retire. It's a great way to have fellowship. We'll have different themes of restaurants at the farm. So, for instance, we'll have an Italian venue, a bistro, a gourmet to-go market, a fine dining area, a steakhouse, a pub, a tapas area. So that's just one example of how we're trying to meet the trends in the market now.
And Michelle, how do you do the food service there? Do you do all that in-house? Do you have people come in, different people? How does all that work?
It's all in-house.
Really?
And what I've learned from my father is that the more things you can control directly, the more you can manage the operation effectively. So many of our employees are involved in the food area of the community. We have over 350 employees at Kirby. We'll have over 250 at the farms, and that's a major emphasis of our employee population is the dietary area. And by having it that way, we're able to prepare much of the food from scratch. We have a kitchen at Kirby that has over $1 million worth of equipment.
Oh, wow.
We're known for our fried chicken, by the way. But by doing that, you know, we want to be able to offer food that's made from scratch, that's healthy, but that also tastes good. And that's another emphasis of what we're trying to do in both communities is help people stay well by offering them healthy food, but also, you know, giving them the comfort food and the holiday food and the special food that they need to you know, enjoy each day and be excited about coming to eat.
Well, I was going to ask you, when you talk about life care, I'm assuming that means you never have to leave if you run out of money. You move in and you're guaranteed for your whole life. Is
That's
that correct?
correct.
And is that different than what other facilities offer?
It is, and that's a key distinguishing factor, we think, between Kirby and the farms and other communities. In other communities, Tresvant is the exception. Tresvant Manor is also a retirement community, a life care retirement community. So there's 3 of us in the market, but in the other communities, you may pay an entrance fee, but when you need medical care, you're paying private pay rates for that care versus what we call life care rates, which are less expensive. And if at any time you can't continue to pay those rates, then they help you find another place to live.
Oh, and that is not when you need them, is not when you want to be trying to find another place to live.
Right.
Well, they're telling us we're going to take a break. I've got a few follow-up questions for sure. So if our audience will stick around, we'll continue this discussion.
You can now watch your favorite Germantown community television shows from anywhere in the world. GHS-TV is streaming online, live 24/7. A viewing screen displays our channel just like you see on television. Simply visit our website at www.ghstv.org. So log on and enjoy hometown news from anywhere in the world, only at ghstv.org.
Every day is so wonderful, and suddenly it's hard to breathe.
Would it be okay if I sat here?
Is she serious? Whatever. New girl.
Sing away. These words can't bring me down.
Reaching out. Pass it on.
So don't you bring me
A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Money. If you're just tuning in, I am Kelly Bolton, and this is my co-host, Harvey Cook. We've been talking with Michelle Vincent about the exciting developments in senior living. And right before we took a break, you gave the shocking fact that not all retirement communities are life care communities.
Right.
Meaning you could buy in and be living there, and then with life care, you don't get kicked out. If you're not in life care and you run out of money and you're needing assisted living or more nursing home type care, they will just help you find another place to live.
Right.
Wow. That's scary. Yeah.
Yes.
That's scary. But how is it possible that you can provide life care? Because if I've run out of money, I can't pay you anymore.
Right. Several ways. One is that we qualify our residents on the front end in several areas. One of the areas is financially. So it helps to have a 31-year track record to be able to analyze each person's individual situation. But we're able to work with them and help suggest to them an apartment or a garden home that they can afford. And down the road, when they need the care the most, we do have a foundation set up if someone were to ultimately run out of money that helps supplement their cost on a monthly basis. But what's interesting is we have not had to use that a great deal because most of the people who come in the community are very responsible people who've managed their money well, and they're very interested in continuing that. You know, they take the responsibility seriously in terms of the additional monthly service fees that we offer and charge the folks for the services. And so it's really not an issue. It rarely comes up, but we also, as we see residents who might begin to need assistance, we sit down with them and talk to them and counsel with them to really determine, you know, what's happening in your life, how can we work through this together. You know, we really become these people's family. And I keep using that word a lot, but that really is what happens. And many of these folks, their kids or their grandkids are out of town, and we're the ones they trust. We see them year in and year out, day in and day out, and so we'll sit down with them and talk through that. There are a lot of different ways to handle that. One would be that someone would move into maybe a smaller home or a smaller apartment where the monthly fees associated with that are lesser, but it's really not an issue. And also, from an actuarial standpoint, we have studies that have gone on in a history over 31 years to price our services appropriately so that we are able to deliver on what we promise.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Michelle, can you, I'm interested now in the farms because
Sure.
it's brand new and it's going to be brand new. Can you tell us about the layout and what people can expect?
Sure.
And
Maybe our producers can put the picture on set
There it is.
of
Yeah,
the layout.
good.
Yeah,
Right.
very
Good.
good.
So what the viewers will see here is an aerial view of the project. Houston Levy runs in front of the farms. To the far right toward the front, that's Lifetime Fitness. So
Okay.
you've got an aerial view of Lifetime Fitness.
Right over in here.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That's at the corner of Houston Levy and Poplar, right by Landers Ford.
Okay.
Well, you're not associated with Lifetime Fitness, though.
I'm not.
Okay.
And we're not.
Right.
Although it's a great place to work out.
Sure.
There you go.
And they have really healthy lunches there. I've eaten some of those.
Good.
But if you're heading north on Houston Levy, the next area that you see is our clubhouse and our apartments in the brown. We'll have 266 apartments, and we'll have a 66,000 square foot clubhouse. The apartments range in square footage from just under 900 to 2,300 square feet,
It's a
which
big
are
apartment.
pretty nice size. I'll say that our apartments, the largest ones, are about 600 square feet larger than anything else in the marketplace right now. Also, we have underground parking underneath the clubhouse, which will be the only business in Collierville that's been approved for underground parking. And then toward the back of that rendering, you see yellow lots, and those represent our garden homes. And we have 63 lots. Most of them are detached homes, although we do have some attached homes. The homes range in square footage from 1,500 to 3,500 square feet. What's unique about them is they are completely custom, and there's not another community in this area offering completely custom homes. What that means is that our future residents will sit down with our architect and our builder and will literally design their home from scratch. So that's a wonderful way for people to choose a home that meets their needs, that they can live in for many years to come.
Well, and they said we've got about a minute. Since we've gone through, obviously, the layout, it's beautiful. You mentioned architect. So who are the architects working on the project and the builders?
Right. For the garden homes, Michael Walker is our architect.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been in the area for years.
Great reputation.
He really does. And what's neat about Michael is he's very easy to work with, which we think is important when residents are planning to build their home and design it. Landon Homes is our builder. Jerry Duffy is the son of that family business, and Mickey Duffy is the mom.
Yes.
She also is an agent with Cry-Like, and they're very embedded in Germantown and in Collierville. The clubhouse will be built by Linkus Construction. That's another family business. Ari and Claire are the principals, and Rusty is now the president.
Well, they told us we got to stop. So we're going to pause, take a short break, and we'll continue this discussion. So please stick around.
You've watched it over the span of 3 decades. We've dedicated ourselves to making it a fantastic community show, and the Alliance for Community Media has named GHS-TV's Crosstalk the best informational program in the country. From coverage of important area issues and events to conversations with high-profile local, national, and international personalities, Crosstalk keeps you informed and entertained. Don't miss Crosstalk, produced entirely by the students of Germantown High School. The news show airs each week only on Germantown Community Television, cable channel 17.
Wow. College already?
Yeah. We gotta go.
I love you.
I love you too, Daddy. And thanks for everything.
Gratitude. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Money. Today we have been honored to have with us Michelle Vincent with Retirement Companies of America. With just a little time left, I'd like to jump back in and finish our conversation about the benefits of senior community living. Michelle, tell us what happens at your community if you need medical care.
Right, and I appreciate you asking that. If we go back to the aerial view behind us, just behind Lifetime Fitness, you'll notice a brown grassy area. That's our medical campus. And the medical campus will have a 3-story medical office building. We are planning to recruit physicians, just local physicians who are interested in officing in that building, not necessarily affiliated with us, just that want to be in that location. We'll also have rehab care. They've actually committed space in that building already. And Rehab Care is a national company that have worked with us for about 14 years, offering inpatient and outpatient rehabilitation. The nursing residents will have 60 nursing suites. Our certificate of need has been approved by the state, which is a pretty big task, so we're thrilled that that's happened. And then we'll have 40 assisted living apartments and 23 memory care suites.
All on that side of the property.
Right, and that's on about 9.5 acres. So what's nice about that is that if our residents ever need care on a long-term or short-term basis, even if they have, let's say, surgery for a hip or a knee and they need rehab, they could come rehab with us and head right back to their apartment or their garden home.
Well, you know, it seems really nice too. I've talked with people that are interested in moving in, and when they're married, sometimes one ends up in a nursing home before the other, and then they spend all their time driving back and forth caring. And what a lovely idea to be able to have, if your loved one needed assisted living or your loved one needed nursing care, that you could still be so close by.
We think that that's really important, and I think when the viewers are considering retirement communities, they need to take a look at that. Because having the convenience of either our transportation department picking folks up and they're right at the front door of the clubhouse or right in front of their garden home to take them to the medical campus across the street, or they may want to walk or ride their golf cart. But having that right there really makes a difference. It's a tough enough transition when your spouse is not physically with you. And so we want to do everything we can to try to ease that. Emotions, depending on how the spouse is doing, can vary each day. What's nice about that, and I've seen this firsthand at Kirby, is that the folks have all their friends back in the community to listen to them, to support them, to say, come have dinner with us, or come to a performing arts event with us, which we'll have one in the clubhouse. You know, come and go with us here or there. That's that kind of support is so critical. And the other neat thing is, you know, whether you're single or you're a couple, you meet friends in the community and you share memories, and you're able to have other people help you remember different times and different memories with your spouse. That just sort of eases that whole experience down the road.
Well, since we're on Let's Talk Money, well, let's talk money. This can't be free. I did hear, by the way, that the garden homes come with a golf cart, which is really cool.
Right.
Yeah. I know that's a big, nice feature to have, but I know it can't be free. And when you're comparing costs, because I've worked with clients, I know Harvey has too, at analyzing what to do for care. You know, they can buy long-term care insurance. They can buy into a non-life care facility. They can move straight into assisted living that may not have nursing home. I mean, there's so many different levels, and it's so hard to compare cost. You can't just say this one costs this and this much a month. It doesn't work that way.
Right.
So I think we've got just a couple of minutes left. Maybe you could share with us how your cost works and how you could compare it to other facilities when you're trying to decide what's the best strategy and best solution for your family.
Sure. First off, I want to say I think it's very important to talk to your financial planner or your advisor, like both of you. We view our relationship with you and the future resident as around the table together, talking about what's best for them. That's the the goal. I think it's important for people to visit multiple communities and to really educate themselves on what's out there. Ask the tough questions, and we can certainly help them do that. At the farms, I'll just say the entry price for an apartment is $230,000, which includes life care. The entry price on a home, I would say, is around $350,000. The reason I say I would say is because it's a custom home, and so it may vary depending on, you know, what the folks want in their home. But we think for all that you get, it's affordable. We are happy to sit down with people who are interested and walk through it with them. Our model is on site. It's on the very end of Crooked Creek. We're open from 8:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday, and Saturday we're open from 10 to 4. Folks can look at our website, the Farms at Bailey Station, but we're happy to sit down and really walk through what all you get for the price.
Yeah, 'cause it's really important to weigh the cost.
Absolutely. Michelle, I hate to cut this off, but we're going to have you back again.
I'd love to.
Once again, we'd like to thank Michelle Vincent for joining us. Be sure to follow GHS-TV on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. We are also constantly streaming at ghstv.org. We hope you will join us again next month on Let's Talk Money.